After all that, again, life happens. Children come along. Life moves on. There was a little bit of a hiatus again. Couple of years. And then, through a long story I'm not going to get into, I met this guy online that had similar interests with me. And we talked about things. Very knowledgeable guy. And we traded information and kind of hit it off. And he would talk to me outside of the forums and things, and figured out that he liked gaming. And his name was Hardball. And he got me into playing Medal of Honor. And which at the same time I told Jimmy what we were doing. And so it was me, Hardball, and Jimmy all playing Medal of Honor. And I'm going to say, like, we had Left 4 Dead. It was cool, but Medal of Honor is really where my online multiplayer stuff kind of started. I played like Medal of Honor Frontline, and I liked the war type games. But that game right there is what really made me get into the online multiplayer. And then shortly after Medal of Honor, Battlefield 3 came out. And what can be said about Battlefield 3 and our antics?
It's got to be one of the best.
I'm not sure we put more work and fun together on any other game. That game, like, I would throw out stats, but it might sound crazy to some people, but they're like, oh, well, that's not much. But we would, like, literally wake up on a Saturday and at 8 o'clock and start, and we wouldn't stop until midnight. Insane.
Back then, that was because Battlefield 3, and it was in big competition with whatever Call of Duty was out at the time.
Yeah.
And remember, we tried the Call of Duty games, and
yeah,
with the campers and stuff like that, it just little bitty tiny maps just wasn't doing it for us. But on Battlefield 3, they had these huge maps and helicopters and airplanes and tanks and jeeps and four-wheelers, and
yeah,
it was just so. And me being a veteran, having served in Iraq, like it was, I liked it so much more. It had more of a realistic feel to it for me, and so like it was just, that was my jams.
Yeah. And Battlefield to Call of Duty at the time, at least, could be compared as like wartime to paintballing, like the level of reality. And I don't know. It's the difference between the two series at the time, which Warzone is pretty realistic. It's pretty good for a wartime game. But back then, like, there was a definite separation, and I couldn't get into Call of Duty at all. But Battlefield, like, it very immersive, and we put so much time into there, and we were good. And back in that time, we were good. Watching our gaming these days, you might not believe that, but we were good. We actually had Michael Cera from Superbad and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. He was in one of our squads, and that's kind of a funny story. We're playing. It was me and Jimmy. Hardball wasn't on, I don't think. He might have been. But anyway, we had this random. It was us three and then one random in the squad. And we're going through playing, and we know this dude's voice, and we're sitting there, and I was trying to figure it out. I swapped over to a party with Jimmy, and I said, who is this? I know this guy's voice. I know him from somewhere. And Jimmy he was like, I'd been thinking the same thing. I know that voice from somewhere. And I was like, we're going to figure it out. So we got out of the party, got back in, was listening to him. We're running around doing some stuff, and and he got killed. And almost to a T, did the line in Superbad when he dies. And he does the whole, why do they even make it if you can't win? Why am I fucking playing this?
Yeah.
He did that line, and it clicked, and I dropped back over into the party, and I was like, dude, it's Michael Cera. We're playing with Michael Cera, and we had a good time. Went back over and finished out the round and stuff. Pretty cool time. But we were really good at Battlefield, and then the cheats came, and you could see videos on YouTube of people just looking out a window, holding the trigger down, blasting up kills. And it became what Warzone is now. And so we stopped, and we went through another little couple of years where we didn't do much gaming. I was working in South Texas doing things, and fast forward in several years where things were just different. Come back to it. Life has gotten into an area where gaming is an escape from the world again. So in the interview with Ross Agoga, we had played the game Wildlands, and I got so entirely into that game. And I was talking to Jimmy one day, and this is like later on. I was talking to Jimmy one day, and I was telling him about Wildlands. And I told him we needed to play it together. Because in my mind, it may not click like this to anybody else, but I even described it in the other video. It's kind of, to me, it's the wartime awesomeness of Battlefield 3 in an open world situation. And like, it was just really awesome to me. So I was describing it to Jimmy, and Jimmy said, well, you know what? I'm going to go buy a PS4 in that game. So, and talking to Jimmy earlier, he said he bought a PS4, and that was the only game he owned for quite some time.
for until Far Cry 5 came out.
Yeah.
Or was it? Yep, Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
It was over a year